Coming right up, the Clippers taking on the Pacers. For the Los Angeles Clippers, currently in 8th place in the Western Conference, and looking to move up in the home stretch. Pacers, Clippers, coming right up. Welcome everybody to another presentation of the NBA Live on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony, Hall of Famer Doris Burke, and another Hall of Famer, David Aldridge, from the sidelines. Here are the starters for Los Angeles. We'll see Powell and Leonard playing the forward spots. Harden out there with Miller, and at Zubac in at the 5, roaming the paint. And for Indiana, Siakam is the 4, and he'll be next to Turner at the 5. Mr. Clutch out there with Tyrese Halliburton, and it's Mathurin in at the small forward position. Greg, we know these teams among the best defensive squads in the NBA. This figures to be a low-scoring affair.
But it should be an entertaining one, Kevin. And if you're a fan of high-intensity, high-energy defense, there's a lot to love about this matchup.
Mr. Clutch, that ball, nice speed that time from Halliburton. Mr. Clutch has got the first points up on the board here for Indiana. Miller surveying the floor. Leonard finds Harden. Back to Leonard. Pascal Siakam grabs the miss. Inside, here's Mr. Clutch. It's good. Mr. Clutch has got 5 points so far. And now looks like we've got an injury here, guys. We'll likely see him come out of the game.
And I'll tell you, this is something you never like to see.
No, obviously something that, every player fears. The NBA has made player safety a priority, but injuries continue to happen.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Jones is checked in. Right now, let's send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, Rick Carlisle gave me a few minutes to catch up with him. Now, Coach told me the key is to stay disciplined on defense, especially when guarding James Harden. He said James is special offensively. He's a master at manipulating defenses and drawing fouls. So, of course, they don't want to give him easy points and foul for the Clippers, guys.
Thanks so much, David. So, timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles. On the Pacers' doors last season, trading for Pascal Siakam to complement this hungry team.
And Kevin, it's important in a couple of ways. First of all, he's a two-time All-Star who's got a championship pedigree. The other part of this is Indiana is an equal opportunity offense, so they want to share the basketball. But Pascal brings individual playmaking and shot making, and sometimes that's a must-have in this league.
Now, here is Harden after the miss from Mr. Clutch. Over Halliburton. Harden's shot is off.
Boy, a miss like that will drive any scorer crazy, especially with the defender giving a cushion.
And it's in there. Mr. Clutch has got his third basket of the night right there.
Boy, not a bad beginning. 3 for 4 from the floor. Pretty good start.
Harden scanning the floor. Shot to stop the run. Miller, no luck.
Nothing going right on the offensive end. 0 for 4 from the field.
Here's Mr. Clutch. Indiana with a new shot clock. Mathurin finds Halliburton. Here's Mr. Clutch. That ball. Nice speed that time from Halliburton. 9 points for Mr. Clutch.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just a great ball movement.
Here's Powell. Pascal Siakam grabs the miss.
Yeah, trying to get going here, but that's an offer for the first 5 here to start the game.
And finished off by Siakam.
They've been excellent so far, coming in with a well-balanced attack.
On the offensive end, it feels like they're getting the shots they want, and defensively, they are connected and on a string.
Los Angeles calls timeout. Well, Doris, before he started playing basketball, Siakam was on the path to priesthood. A lot of GMs in the NBA saying, amen, that he chose basketball.
Kevin, this young man actually attended a seminary and didn't pick up a basketball until he was 16. But even with that, he's built himself into an all-star and a champion, an incredible journey.
Now here's Harden. playing Milwaukee, he was nearly unstoppable. Clock at 6. Miller at the elbow. From 16 feet away, he cans it.
First make of the day should finally give them a little confidence.
It's usually interesting. After a bit of a struggle, does the first bucket get you into a little rhythm now? The team is simply riding the hot hand. This guy has been lights out.
And it's Harden with the ball for the Los Angeles Clippers. A 12-point game. And the foul called on Pascal Siakam. That's his first foul.
Personal foul. First team foul.
Miller outside.
And call it great defense or poor offense. Either way, they're limiting their scoring.
To the inside. Here's Turner. It's hauled in by Los Angeles.
Boy, surprised he missed that. The defense just good enough to prevent that bucket.
Back to Harden. Good ball movement here by the Clippers. Zubac kicks to Miller. Pass to Jones. Just 5 on the clock. Over Siakam. And he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down.
Well, 9 times out of 10, that probably is a miss, but somehow he finds a way.
Here's Mr. Clutch. That's good. That's Halliburton with the assist. Halliburton's got his 4th assist in this one. Clippers trail by 12. Pass to Zubac. He kicks to Jones. Harden outside. Down to 5 on the shot clock. They get it back. And it's denied! Sent back by Siakam. Miller, no up.
Right now trying to get into a rhythm, but so far this quarter, boy, he is struggling to make anything go down.
Back to Halliburton. On the wing, Mathurin. No scoring in this one. Siakam inside the three-point line. And the Pacers take on 2 more.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
Okay, time for an injury report. Let's check in with David Aldridge for an injury update on Kawhi Leonard. David?
Thanks, guys. I got a status report from the Clippers head athletic trainer. He told me it's pretty serious. He broke his shoulder and is undergoing treatment as we speak. Well, I'm told it's pretty bad news. He's definitely out for this game and probably a lot longer. Of course, you never want to hear that, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Guys, the only thing you can wish for is that the prognosis isn't quite as bad as they're making it out to be.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Was really hoping for better news than that, but that does not sound encouraging.
No, I mean, this is a big blow, and it will force the team to make some adjustments, not just in terms of personnel in the court, but in terms of strategy.
There's Mr. Clutch. Number 7. Playing Memphis is nearly unstoppable.
And they have owned the paint so far, and the score reflects it.
I know it's early, but you have got to like the dominance down low. Right now, they are playing bully basketball.
And here are the Clippers now. The Pacers making the shot. Here's Jones. Los Angeles with another miss.
Just doing the job on the backboard.
There's Mr. Clutch, covered by Miller. Here's Halliburton. Again, Indiana.
Building up a big early lead. They have taken charge of this game.
And they've been doing it largely at the offensive end. If the defense does not adjust, this could be a blowout.
Now here's Powell. Nothing on the board. The 3 from Harden. Siakam pulls it in. Siakam's got his 5th rebound in this one. Down low, here's Mr. Clutch. Good D by Miller. Clippers trailed by 16. Here's Harden. It's rebounded by Indiana. Siakam's got 6 rebounds in the game.
Boy, a tough go for him in this quarter. You can see how desperately he wants to get things started. He just can't make a shot.
Oh, this is the kind of start they were hoping for. They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Halliburton against Harden. Pass to Miller. The Clippers need to get off a shot. The shot by Powell, no good. Pacers leading by 18. Halliburton on the wing. To the inside. And Turner throws it down.
That's called positioning. Turner has the verticality to make it easy.
Here's Harden. He's someone who's a factor on any given night, averaging more than 22 points a game. They could use a bucket. Out to Miller. Takes a three. Finds the hole for the second time from the floor. Now 2 for 5.
Well, the defense daring him to shoot, and he makes them pay for their disrespect.
And so it's Halliburton who brings up the ball for the Indiana Pacers. The pass to Mr. Clutch. Shoots a three. That falls. That's from Halliburton.
Number 7.
Mr. Clutch has got 21.
And he's starting to show that killer instinct this quarter, looking to extend the lead.
Harden against Halliburton. Harden kicks to Jones. Powell, no one around him. They get the rebound. Zubac, and it's denied. It's going to be out of bounds. Los Angeles will retain possession.
Substitution on the course.
Walker's checked in for Turner. Toppin comes in for Pascal Siakam. And Andrew Nembhard's subbed in for Halliburton. And then for the Clippers, Eubanks, he's checked in for Zubac. And Baldwin subbed in for Miller. And Harden wide open, he shoots. And the Clippers miss again.
And they come out with a take-no prisoners approach on the glass. Already, Matthew has a pretty dynamic drive, but getting the drop on the defense all season won't be easy.
Now here's Harden. Still yet to score.
And he has definitely been struggling in this quarter.
And you know what? They keep calling his number, and they're simply trying to get him out of this funk.
Here's Powell. And the jam by Harden.
James Harden.
With his frame and craftiness, James Harden should be an excellent offensive rebounder. Nice second chance opportunity there.
Tipped away. Powell with the steal. And here we go. Fast break. Powell's got it. And James Harden with the stuff.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely great. That makes the turnover even more painful.
At the end of the day, though, it's 2 points. Don't hang your heads. Let's get refocused and play with more patience.
Recently, Doris, the Clippers have had their most successful stretch in franchise history.
Well, think about it, Kevin. They only missed the playoffs twice, going all the way back to 2012. They made their first conference finals in team history back in 2021. Not bad for a franchise that had one of the worst win-loss records in league history.
Neesmith, he's checked in for the Pacers. Nicholas Batum, he's checked in for Los Angeles. Amir Coffey comes in for Norman Powell. Passes to Baldwin. Here's Coffey. On the wing, Harden. Nembhard grabs the ball.
I'll tell you, it feels all night like this guy's been forcing shots, rushing shots. He's really struggling on the offensive end.
Pass to Mr. Clutch. It's hauled in by the Clippers.
And on the glass so far, it hadn't even been close.
Inside, here's Coffey. And he uses the glass on the lane.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
1:29 left here in the opening quarter. Mr. Clutch's shot is off. Clippers trail by 18. To the paint. Coffey can't get it to go. Indiana's gone 3 of 6, 50% from deep so far tonight. And when you think back to that Sabonis it really worked out for both teams.
It's rare, Kevin, that you can talk about a, quote, win-win for both sides. Most trades are a little bit harder to evaluate, because they involve more moving pieces. This was a straight-up one-to-one swap of young stars and positional fits for each side.
That free throw good for Mr. Clutch. Doris, recently the Clippers relocated their G League team, bringing basketball back to the city of San Diego.
Kevin, I absolutely love this because San Diego gets its first NBA representation since 1984. And yes, it's great for the city itself, but it's also a smart move by the NBA. You are tapping into an untouched market.
Harden, no good. Pacers leading by 20. Walker the pass to Neesmith. Some nice passing here by Indiana. Mr. Clutch gets the bucket.
He's cooking right now. He is leading them on the offensive end as they remain in front here.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Eubanks finds Harden. 36 seconds left to play in the first quarter. 6 to shoot. In the corner, Eubanks with it. Gets to the corner and buries it.
And they've had assists now in their last 3 baskets.
And so it's Indiana with it. Gotta keep rolling here following the win against Memphis.
Yeah, now an unbelievable shooting display, especially from long range. That turned out to be the difference.
Well, and I think what that was a product of was their movement off the basketball. Just tremendous work on the perimeter.
Harden dishes to Batum. The Clippers keep it alive. On the wing, Batum. Off target from three-point range. And so it's the Indiana Pacer holding a 22-point lead as the quarter wraps up. And against one of the toughest offensive players in the league, they've been doing a great job shutting down James Harden. We'll return shortly. And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for the Pacers?
Straight away, they've opened things up offensively with skillful passing, running smart plays, and just setting guys up for success.
I think the other thing they've done a great job of is making their presence felt inside, converting tons of paint opportunities.
And the Clippers, looking at who they've got. You've got Drew Eubanks, holding out there with Batum. Then it's Harden, and it's Coffee in at the 2. And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. Well, Mr. Clutch in their last game against the Grizzlies had a huge game. He scored an amazing number of points and a triple-double for all that effort. That stat line was really unbelievable. It's something you really had to see to appreciate. Back to you guys.
All right, David, thanks. It's going to be interesting to see how he follows up that performance.
Yeah, he was the driving force behind that victory, but each night comes with different challenges.
What you love about this guy, though, is even when the defense adjusts to what he's doing, he'll make an adjustment right back. He is always ready with a counter.
To the middle. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
Great pass from Tyrese Halliburton. You want this guy running the show.
Harden outside. No good on the 3.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Siakam inside. Defended by Batum. Siakam, good.
Yeah, Pascal Siakam now with a tighter handle, now can manipulate the defense as that guy dictating action in pick and roll play.
Here's Coffee. His last outing, he had 8 points. They get it again to the wing on the left. Here's Eubanks. And they convert it on attempt number 3.
Boy, just good heads-up play by Batum. Spots the open man, but delivers it on time and on target.
Halliburton finds Siakam. There's Mr. Clutch. 33 points for him. Back to Siakam. From the arc. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Siakam's got 5 points now in the quarter.
This is a guy with size and range. You cannot let Pascal Siakam get those kinds of looks from deep.
Eubanks the pass to Batum. Here's Coffey. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. And Halliburton's got the ball here for the Pacers. Of course, the Denver Nuggets have this one. And that'll be the third to fourth string at home.
And this offense is in a perfect rhythm, and you can see how they're finishing their play.
Well, what great game planning, what great execution. It doesn't get much better than this.
Los Angeles calls timeout. Last time they met was in Los Angeles.
It wasn't even close in their last matchup, and their offense just wasn't deep at that level.
Benedict Mathurin, he's checked in for Indiana. And awards now have a minimum amount of games needed to qualify. An interesting twist in this whole story.
Yeah, and it seems logical because of the uproar from the fans and the media that they implement this. And how can you be that impactful if you only play half the year?
It's his first trip to the line.
And on the season, he's just a shade under 80 from the line. I'll bet he'd like to get that up over that mark.
And he makes the first.
Well, one thing there's no question about is that Norman Powell is a gifted athlete. Now it's about rounding out that game, particularly his shooting.
Pacers have got all of their first 6 shots to go in here in the second. What a quarter so far. Mr. Clutch gets the bucket. And that's now 35 points for Mr. Clutch.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots at close range. Oh, fellas, that was a vicious two-hand monster slam.
Guys, I don't think there was anyone who could have stopped him on that one. There's Mr. Clutch.
And if you look at this first half, overall, they've just had the better shot selection.
And I think, obviously, we see the execution and the willingness to make the next pass so important.
Harden finds Zubats. Now Miller. Clippers moving the ball around. Powell against Mathurin. Miller outside. And Mr. Clutch pulls it down. Mr. Clutch has got 8 rebounds in this game.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
Now, here is Miller. 9 points in the game so far. And here is Zubats. Dishes it to Powell. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Well, he's got great instincts as a scorer, Norman Powell. At 6'3", more than capable of getting into the inside and mixing it up a bit.
The Clippers have hit all 4 of their chances so far in this one.
And as a team, really just middle of the pack in terms of their percentage from the line at about 76.
And the first one drops.
What you love about Norman Powell historically is he knows.
It's the Indiana Pacers, leading by a full 31 points at the end of the quarter. Their defense has been terrific in this game. And don't go away. We'll be right back. And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. What can you say, Mr. Clutch? An impressive effort here today.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first quarters.
One of the things every player is after is efficiency at the offensive end, and boy, this young guy has done just that.
Siakam is the 4, and he'll be next to Turner at the 5. Halliburton is out there with Mr. Clutch, and it's Mathurin in at the small forward. So that's the group out there for Indiana. Indiana's got the three-point shot off 16 times tonight. 7 times they've hit it, 9 times they've missed. And as James Harden enters his mid-30s, Doris, he's still able to put his fingerprints all over a game.
It's so true, Kevin. Rumors of his supposed demise have been greatly exaggerated. This guy's able to create shots for himself and his teammates at an elite level.
Here's Mr. Clutch after the Clippers pick up 2. Shot's good by Turner.
Miles Turner covered tightly, but nonetheless scores it. That is really well done.
Here's Harden out to Miller for 3. Good. It's Harden with the assist that time. Harden's got his 7th assist here tonight.
That's 3 of 4 here to start the half.
Here's Mathurin and a strong finish with 2 hands.
What a moment. Mathurin can go all night, and he has. What a performance.
And so it's Harden bringing it up for the Los Angeles Clippers. Here's Baldwin, covered by Siakam. And the officials have called the illegal shot right there.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
It is really difficult to get your feet completely set, to stay completely still. It's almost surprising to me that it isn't called more often.
Now Powell, after the missed 3 from Mr. Clutch. Powell. Excellent defense there from Halliburton. And he lobs it up toward the rim.
Tyrese Halliburton doing his thing, showing you all he has in that passing arsenal.
For Los Angeles, they've gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. Harden kicks to Miller. Got a piece of it, and they get it back. Out of bounds, Clippers ball as the Clippers keep possession. A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the third. 5 to shoot.
How about Turner's ability to anticipate when the shooter's going to release? Couldn't be better at timing his rejections.
Here's Zubats, and they finally get it to go. A full night's work on the boards in one trip down the floor.
Well, I'll tell you, what a night. He has been efficient. He's been strong. Unfortunately, they're still fighting an uphill battle.
Yeah, he's in terrific control of the pace and the rhythm of this offense.
And I think they count on him for that. He is a tone setter, extremely unselfish.
It's Powell with the drive.
An elite rim protector and shot blocker. Turner excels at rising up and denying those shots. To let up for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flames.
One thing I enjoy is watching players who don't pay attention to the score. You lock in on the moment and play the right way.
And it's sent back by Turner.
It's a +5 advantage for them in rebounding after that one.
A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Number 7.
Kevin, the Clippers are intent on winning big. Coach Tyronn Lue said half of it is great talent, and I think half of it is execution. When you get to the playoffs, it's a whole different animal. We got to be 100% execution with our talent. That makes for a dangerous team. Kevin?
Very dangerous. All right, David. Good with it as it goes.
From
Mr. Clutch has got 45 points.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Here's Harden. Zubats trying to break loose. Miller, no luck.
Well, whether it's a defensive adjustment or he's gone just a bit cold, that efficiency has really off this quarter.
And everything is dropping for them. Terrific second half run.
And I think it's been all about their offensive efficiency, shooting the lights out in this quarter.
Harden, no good.
No matter what looks they get, they just can't convert to stop this run.
I think you can start to feel their frustration mounting with every missed bucket it becomes more and more desperate.
Yeah, they're rolling right now. That lead continues to grow.
And one of the things that's helped that is they're getting it done on both ends. Terrific focus on offense, and they're locked in defensively.
Well, a trend that we've seen over the past couple years is that the league is getting younger, Doris, than ever before.
And Kevin, that's a product of players starting to train seriously at a young age. And what they're training is their skill level, handling, passing, and shooting. The key here is, do they have a close understanding of the game? There is where the growth has to come. It is definitely getting younger.
And here is Los Angeles now, following the score by Indiana.
Well, James Harden's ability to put it on the deck and get to the cup is elite. And because of that size and frame, he's going to finish most often.
Mr. Clutch doesn't go that time. Good D by Miller. Los Angeles has gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Three-pointer. It's rebounded by Indiana. Siakam's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Over to the wing. Trying his luck from deep. Mr. Clutch's shot is off.
And I wouldn't put it past him, guys, to eventually start hitting those, given what he did in the first half.
Offensive rebound. Out to Miller. It's stolen by Mathurin. Halliburton with it. Zubac defending. Siakam good.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
And it's Miller penetrating. And it's Miller with the jam.
Oh, that's straight TNT, baby. Explosive.
That was pretty, and he just has that effortless knack for getting inside. Here's Mr. Clutch. Miller grabs the miss. Lays it up, and despite of the excellent defense at that, Miller's got 7 now in this quarter.
And that's an example of playing big, adapting to the situation.
Well, major height disadvantage. He recognizes that and still able to score it.
The Clippers shooting 34% from the field. That's not going to get it done. Miller inside. Pass to Zubac. Lobs it up for Zubac. Turner with the steal. Halliburton with it. They look to him for part of their offensive attack right now, which is really trying to
Well, this is the 2019 most improved player, and now Siakam trying to become that franchise-level guy, carrying the load tonight.
Here is Harden, following the score by Indiana. Here's Miller. And it's Mathurin with the rebound. Mathurin's got 4 rebounds now tonight.
And with the success they've had rebounding basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Here's Miller, following the score by Tyrese Halliburton. Miller dishes to Harden. Turner against Zubac. The pass to Baldwin. No good off the back of the rim.
Well, terrific defense. They obviously respect his ability and just want to make it tough.
Tyrese Halliburton, one of the best offensive players in the league, Doris. He's so fun to watch.
Kev, this young man is special. Not only because of the flair and the skill as a passer, the shot-making ability. To me, it's the joy he brings to the game and how that joy lifts his teammates around.
And so it's Harden bringing it up for Los Angeles. At the conclusion of this game, they're off to Detroit, where they'll face the Pistons. And they're in the thick of this long road run. That's the 3rd of 7 straight on the road. Taking a look at Los Angeles. Jones and Zubac make up the 4 and the 5. Miller is out there with Harden. And it's Powell in at the 3 slot. Here's Mr. Clutch. Rebound by the Clippers.
Well, they'll be happy with that look, even though it didn't fall.
I think expect them to go back to it because that's the kind of shot this offense is designed to generate. Just can't find a shot. It's no wonder they're losing. I mean, he's been completely scoreless all night.
Neesmith, the pass to Jackson. Here's Mr. Clutch. Good, that's another bucket.
My goodness. 50 for the game.
Yep, he is putting on a show. Harden kicks to Zubats. Passes it to Powell. Puts up a three, and Harden with the basket out of by Powell.
For 3.
Powell's got assist number 5 here tonight.
That's his second make from distance this half after hitting none before that.
Ryan passes to Mr. Clutch. And yep, another basket.
And he's up to 52 points.
Yeah, making a GA look all too easy right now. Harden outside. The rebound by Bryant.
I know he's got to be frustrated right now, but the team is fighting from behind. He's got to stay with it.
Feeds to Jackson. Over Jones. And the Pacers tack on 2 more.
Overall, they're the team getting the better looks here in this second half.
And I think what's happening is they're getting their shots within the flow of their offense, and you can clearly see the difference.
For Indiana, they've gone 3 of 4 in field goal attempts since getting things started here in the 4th. Here's Mr. Clutch. Kept alive. Banked in off the glass. Jackson's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
On the wing, Miller. Back to Harden. Again, the miss by Harden.
Listen, that's a look he can hit, but right now he can't throw it in the ocean.
Neesmith, the pass to Mr. Clutch. From deep. Bangs home the trifecta. Mr. Clutch has got 55.
Well, this is what you're trying to do. Put the game away.
And he hasn't forced much tonight. I love the efficiency he's giving to them.
Miller outside. Pass to Zubats. Over Bryant. Offensive struggles continue, missing again. Indiana's gone 2 of 3 in the 4th quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. To the paint. And he lays it straight in.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
And it's a completely new group for Los Angeles. Here's Mr. Clutch, covered by Mills. Lays it up and banks it in.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Mills looking it over. Picked his pocket. They break it out 5 on 3. Here's Jackson and the dunk by Jackson.
What I like here, even with the big lead, they continue to execute their offense.
And that, to me, is a sign of excellent coaching. There's an attention to detail. There is valuing of every possession.
Offensive rebound, Mills. The layup off target.
Well, they've been better than good on the glass today, and there is a glaring discrepancy between these two teams in that area.
And another one falls. He's been absolutely ridiculous in this game.
You get the sense he just can't miss.
To stop the run, and the 3 ball is good.
How about Patty Mills saying anything you can do, I can do better. You leave him open for 3, he has the answer.
Mr. Clutch, the pass to Bryant. Here's Mr. Clutch. It's hauled in by Coffey. The Clippers shooting about 33%, not happy with their play on that end. With the second effort, Mills can't hit. And it's Jackson with the ball, bringing it up for the Pacers. So far in the 4th quarter, the line is 6 points.
Well, Malik Beasley's such a threat from deep. You've got to be near him, and that opens up this triple drive game. That's pretty.
And here they come. Here's the 3. And again, it's the Pacers from deep.
Different guy here in the second half. His shooting percentage far better than it was before the break.
Mills with it. Bryant on him. Got a hand on it. They recover it. Indiana's gone to three-point range for 12 of their points in the final quarter on 4 of 5 shooting. Solid play on the low block, and that one's good. In a moment here to take a look at some of the hustle stats for the Pacers.
They've been active defensively, rotating well, and then also closing out on shots. It's resulted in a number of blocks.
And another theme in this game, to me, guys, is how lethal they've been in transition. Attack on the break and make sure you convert.
There you go again. A nice kick out after the D had collapsed on it.
The way, Greg, they're sharing the ball tonight, mesmerizing.
Everyone's getting to touch it, and everyone contributing.
They are trying to close this out strong, and he's the man who's put you in this position.
LA has gone 2 of 5 on three-point shots since the end of the third quarter. Here's Mills. Batum. And it's Bryant with the rebound. This has been a one-sided affair.
Yeah, they've done a nice job of extending their lead and maintaining that intensity level.
And it's good for 2. Here's Coffee. Pass to Batum. To the right side. Now here's Mills. The Pacers pull it in. Mr. Clutch has got rebound number 15 here tonight. Jackson passes to Mr. Clutch. Another one goes. Incredible. That's 62 points. 62.
Amazing. A remarkable performance from him so far.
Batum finds Mills. Looking to get it going. Great D that time for Mr. Clutch.
Wow, what a rough second half for him shooting the basketball. Maybe you adopt a pass-first mentality at this point.
Here's Jackson. Uses the glass to finish the way.
And boy, he can see blood in the water attacking a somewhat helpless team right now.
Well, you love that there's no let-up in how they're playing. They want to dominate every aspect, including second-chance points.
Shots good by Mills.
This is what Patty Mills gives you consistently. You give him a jumper, he will knock it in.
Indiana's gone to three-point range for 12 of their points in the final quarter on 4 of 5 shooting. Took him no time at all on that one. Beasley's got 9 points here in the second half.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Batum passes to Mills. And Mr. Clutch pulls it down. Mr. Clutch has got rebound number 17, if you can believe that. And there's the pass to Bryant. And finished by Bryant.
Oh, you love it when Thomas Bryant tries to finish with power. Forget about try, he does it. What a pretty dunk.
Passes it to Coffee. On the wing, Batum. No good. Good work defensively by Bryant.
And still, he's scoreless. Boy, they could use just a little bit of help from him.
Rebound by the Clippers. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
And here's Mills for 3. The rebound by Bryant. Bryant's got 4 rebounds in this game. Of course, we're in the world now of super agencies, which consolidate player representation. What do you think?
Kev, I think obviously it gives some more power to the players because of the bargaining leverage, but for player movement, does it give more power to the big market teams? We're going to have to watch this unfold.
And here's Mills for 3, rebounded by Jackson.
And there have been some terrible shot choices here, Kev. That's not a good look at all.
Here's Mr. Clutch. Left side, Bryant. It's good. Now he's shooting 6 for 7.
Thomas Bryant is a player who has led the league in two-point shooting percentage. Around the basket makes the tough shots look easy.
Mills can't hit. Guys, they've been getting it done at both ends during this run.
Yeah, really tough to say where they've been better.
They grab their own miss. Jackson kicks to Beasley. Here's Mr. Clutch. And the Pacers another three.
Number 7.
Heavy incoming from beyond the arc, a key part of their initiative this entire fourth quarter.
It feels like they have worked their perimeter game to perfection. Swinging the ball, cashing in from the outside. What a performance.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Pacers.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win. A game that not many will soon forget. And on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And these guys have played very well this season, and this win tonight, guys, will push their win column up to 55.
That's
Really, they had their number. This season,
Number
2
7.
wins, a home win, and an away win.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Mr. Clutch.
He did it all tonight, making an impact with more than just his scoring. How about the fact that he got a triple-double?
6 on the shot clock. Pass the ball. Trying to get something going. And the rejection by Jackson. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Here's Mr. Clutch. And beyond the arc. Kept alive by Indiana. Lets it go from deep. He got it again. Sensational.
Number 7.
71 points and no end in sight.
Young fella is in the zone. The defense right now looks healthy.
So no problem for Indiana as they get the win. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
87.
And boy, they really put in
Thanks for
a
coming out.